Hello, everybody, Technovoid.
Hi.
We're here.
It's
Hamster Wings.
I'm saying words.
He made eggs.
I did.
Hey, so welcome to the.
Is this the actual recording or is this a test?
No, why would this be a test? There's nothing to test.
I don't know.
This is just
seating
audio.
position.
Okay, fair enough. No.
Okay.
That was the video.
All right, let's go.
Bye, everyone. All right, so this is the bonus.
Oh, that was the end of the video.
That's it. We're done.
Oh, okay.
So this. Fucking.
Are you sure you don't want to start?
No, this is perfect. We need to waste time anyways.
Yeah, you're right.
Hello.
The footage in the background is going to take about 25 minutes.
So good. Assuming we do 2x, we'll see. I might have to do it faster. So everybody, this is the bonus episode of the Pokemon HeartGold Egglocke. In this part, we're just going to go ahead and hatch all the eggs. In fact, I have already done that. Thanks all for you submissions. I'm surprised how many Swinums I got.
Yeah, there were a lot of those.
I didn't hatch a single Swinum. I'm also impressed that in Johto I hatched almost no duplicates, because you guys sent in a lot of dupes.
There's a lot of Shuckles.
Y'all like Shuckle and Larvitar a hell of a lot. Anyways, so if you want to, I went through every Pokemon. I hope I didn't miss any. I went through every single summary page. So if you're interested to see what they had, go ahead, pause the video, and mute us because we're freaking annoying. But y'all asked.
Actually, you probably don't want to mute us if you sent us a question.
That's probably true, because speaking of, y'all sent in some questions. We had that up on the Discord. If you're not a part of the Discord, hey, why don't you come join it? The link's in the description. It's real great.
It has the word buy in the URL.
It does. It does have the word buy. Buy as in best buy.
As in purchase Nitro.
As in purchase. Yeah, but
unless you want to.
Yeah, not the buy as in so long, gay, but not that one.
Or the buy as in
Or buy as in I like both men and women. No, it's best buy.
Have we wasted enough time yet?
No.
Okay. So how's your day going?
It's going great, dude. Okay, so y'all sent in some questions. Let's go through them. And I got Hamster Wings here because he made the eggs. I feel like he was a big part of this. Thank you so much for all your help. I'm hugging him.
No problem.
All right, so Peanut Scratch asks, I'm actually interested in how you got the idea to do an egglocke and maybe some info about how David went about getting those eggs in there.
You watched a YouTube video.
What?
You watched a YouTube video. That's how you decided to do an egglocke.
Is it?
I have no idea.
I mean, okay, so I've been meaning, so I've started the channel, 8-9 years ago? I don't know how long it's been. I've been wanting to do something like this since, I think 10th or 11th grade, so it's been a solid 6-7 years.
Did you know it was a thing, that already existed back then?
I'm not sure. I think so. I think I saw someone else do it, maybe, or maybe not. It's been so long I don't remember, but I've always liked the idea, because, especially back then, if y'all remember with the Pokemon XD playthrough, I sort of tried to do, a viewer thing in part 3 with the Eevee, which ended up falling flat on its face because I was but a child and had no viewers, and I still don't, but I love you guys.
Yeah, but he was legitimately 12.
Well, no, that's not true.
16,
I started the channel when I was 16. That was probably around then, actually. No, I started the channel when I was 14.
Yeah, 14.
So 9th grade. Damn, so that was an 11th grade thing, so yeah, that happened. So I've always liked the idea of that, and I guess I did probably find someone else doing an egglocke, and I'm like, this is a perfect way to do it. And I spent a really long time figuring out how to all do it, and then eventually there came a time when I was like, I think I might actually be able to get this to work. And so that's what happened. How about your half of the question? How'd you get those eggs in there, my dude?
So basically what every other YouTuber does that's all popular and stuff, they're just kind of yeah, I don't really care if you send in eggs or not, or if you find it too complicated, because I've got 1 million viewers and I hate all of you.
It's true.
So what they do is they have everybody go in, use Pokegen to generate a file for the Pokemon, and then they put all the they just load all the files, mass load them all into the game. And then they randomize the order of the eggs and pick one. But what we did, since I figured that
I would have
downloading Pokegen and actually making the file would be too much of a barrier of entry.
Yeah,
I did that.
I figured a lot fewer people would have sent in eggs and would have actually done anything for this series if I forced you guys to do all that stuff. I figured just sending an email with text in it is a lot easier.
Plus, like, bear in mind that I made over like 100 eggs. It took me like maybe an hour to put them all in at most.
Yeah, I mean, but making the eggs didn't take you an hour. Making the eggs took you a couple days, but then
Well,
inserting
I mean, like
them.
total over the course of those times, I did like 10 minutes a day. That was
Oh,
it.
really?
That was
Okay,
it.
all right. So
it takes like a minute to gen an egg.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take very long, but I think it's for the best. I mean, it worked out, and obviously I was not originally gonna do the egging myself, but when it occurred, I mean, it did occur to me that if I see them all, I'm gonna know them, so that's why I enlisted Hamster Wings here to do that for me. Okay, next question. Peanut Trash asks again, because we're just going in order. This is a Discord. You asked questions in the same post. Also, if you were inspired by a similar series, well, okay, we kind of answered that. Also, if you had to do it again, is there anything you would do differently?
Funny story about that.
I mean, more in the style of the lock and how you picked eggs and stuff, but maybe also how you picked team members. Okay, so definitely with picking team members, one thing I do regret is that for a lot of Johto, we ended up having the same team because people were dying left and right at the beginning. People were fucking dropping like flies. But then sort of once we got like a set team that sort of was able to survive for a little bit, things didn't really change. So definitely for the next lock I'm gonna do, every time I successfully beat a gym battle, sort of what I did in Kanto, every time I successfully beat a gym battle without losing a Pokemon, someone is going into a good boys box and I'm gonna grab someone else. As for how I picked eggs, I think I did fine. I basically just did it based on the nicknames, and sometimes when I was feeling spicy and wanted to name something myself, that's what happened. You have
Also
anything?
made sure to get at least one from everybody.
Yes. Yeah. I wanted to make sure I got one from everybody, but I think I did that fine.
I think that's a good thing when you don't have like a billion viewers.
Exactly. Yeah. If everyone's only sending in one egg, maybe I would have.
Like when you're in a smaller channel base, you expect to see your own egg. So
Yeah.
it would be kind of messed up if you
Yeah,
just took like
that's
5
true.
from somebody and somebody
That's
else
true.
never got one.
Yeah, another thing I may have limited, I think 5 submissions per person was too high in the end, because I ended up getting through like half the eggs maybe. I think if I limited it down to like 3 per person, it might have made more sense. I wanted to make sure we had enough for both Johto and Kanto, but we ended up having enough and then some.
But if you remember, receiving the eggs was like a roller coaster of emotions.
God, seriously. For me, that was terrible. I mean, they don't remember that, but for me, it was like constantly on a daily basis because I had it based on an end date. I wanted to make sure I had enough eggs, and I was just every day, I was like, am I gonna make it? And so that happened. But speaking of that, after we answer all these questions, we will actually be talking about the next lock. The video went out just probably an hour ago about what that's all about, so, you know, change is coming. So Dusk the Umbreon asks, what type of submissions are you hoping for in the next series, oh boy, and what made you the happiest in this playthrough when you hatch them? Gimmicks, viability, random shit that is ridiculous. You wanna...
Which boy is the goodest?
Which boy is the goodest boy? Okay, so which boy is the goodest boy? That is a hard question for me, personally.
I know what you want to say.
No, it's difficult for me because in terms of which boy's the goodest boy in terms of who did the most, I think Voldemort and Zoidberg are by far the goodest boys. But
There were also just some unsung heroes at the beginning of Johto.
at Johto, yeah. So like, Biddlebop really put in work.
There was Biddlebop, there was Glimmer, who never got a chance to shine.
God, poor Glimmer.
There was Critterbust, never got his chance to shine.
Critterbust, I want back so bad. Critterbust deserves to come back. Planthony, because fuck. As much as I enjoyed Yo Mama Ugly, I think that Yo Mama Ugly's time came and passed as it needed to. It was short but sweet with Yo Mama Ugly.
Yeah, and it won't happen again since you don't get to decide the items for the next lock.
Yeah, but it was fun. Were there any good boys that were like really good boys? No, I honestly like.
Well, technically, Zoidberg never went into the good boys box, so he's disqualified.
Yeah, Zoidberg is disqualified. Part of my issue with what we sort of did part of my issue with Kanto in general is just that like
It's dumb.
it's dumb, and it's like everything is so higher leveled that we didn't really get to like connect. The Pokemon didn't get to sort of come into their own. They were just like one episode, just boom, we have a level 50 this, we have a level 50
in Kanto,
this.
there's no time between gyms.
Yeah.
So every time you switch something out, it's just gone immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll work better in the next one because there's a lot of space between each gym.
Yeah, for sure. So I definitely think, so this was, I mean, as fun as this series was, I definitely think it was sort of a test run for the next series, which I hope you guys end up watching and submitting for. But yeah, that's that. So as for what type of submissions I'm hoping for, why don't we leave that till the end?
Yeah, I think that's a good question to be the end.
That's a good question to sort of explain what's going on afterwards. So, PLKJ63 asks, from all the eggs you opened... That's... Oh, okay, there's a question. From all the eggs you opened? Yes. If you had to start from the beginning, which Pokemon would you choose for your team? Oh, God.
Who's the best starter?
Oh, my God. Who's the best starter?
So, not Zoidberg.
No, not Zoidberg by far. Not Togepi either. Have to be someone who started well. Who
was good at... Who had good moves initially?
Honestly, Zip Zoop.
Hey... I
think, honestly, I'm not just only saying this because Hamstring is here. Zip Zoop was strong in that he had a lot of really good moves, but he had room for improvement.
So what I did, my philosophy with making my eggs was that I started everything out with, like, the second strongest move it could get for
besides
a type.
Psychic.
Right, but Psychic was like a TM.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So, yeah, I think Zip Zoop would have been the best starter just because...
At the same time, he would have gotten roasted by Falter.
That's a fair point, but by then I would have a couple more Pokemon. I don't know.
That's true.
I don't know. I feel like something with just a lot of coverage is good early and like decent stats, and I feel like that's what Yanma is. Yeah, I'll say that. I also want to see all the eggs, not you hatching them, but the Pokemon ability moveset. Well, you've come to the right place. You've come to the right place, my friend. That's me. That's not a question. Meteor Bauer asks, did you have any favorite Pokemon you used in the run?
All of them.
Funny you should ask. Crit or bust? No, I'm just kidding. No, but thank you so much, fucking Steven, for fucking Crit or Bust. I loved him so much. I'm so sad he died when he did. I would love for him to come back next series. He was so good, but not. And I loved it. Same thing with Scarl.
That's why I can't wait if in the future you do something like this for Gen 6, because there is a way to get 100% crit in Gen 6.
Oh my god. I'll look into Citra or whatever it is for the 3DS
it's kind of harder
games.
for Gen 6 because it's 3S.
Yeah, I'll look into it. We'll see what happens.
And that's like super far down the line.
Yeah.
Remember, games that aren't Pokemon, they exist too.
Yeah, I hate Gen 6 also. I think it's a shit. I like the Pokemon, but I hate Kalos.
I think X and Y, Kalos is a bad region.
Yeah, it's weak as hell. Any favorite
And
Pokemon?
I hate all the friends.
Sure, yeah, I like Tierno, okay, but...
He's the only one.
Yeah, I don't know, any favorite Pokemon besides that? So, I mean, I feel like that's the same question as who is the goodest boy. I feel like I've answered that already. Okay, Vlinks asks, why do you Nuzlocke? What about playing Pokemon in that way is most satisfying to you? Are there similar challenge runs you play in other games? I mean, I feel like I've been playing Pokemon my entire life, and it's just gotten to the point that just playing Pokemon regularly is just boring. There's something about the whole death thing. The thing about catching one per route, that does not appeal to me that much. What appeals to me is the permadeath aspect, because that just makes every battle stressful.
What's interesting also is that, like, playing, like, Sun and Moon is a game that is balanced around you having the EXP share on. So running without that is already a challenge run.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Which is, like, super weird that a Pokemon game can be hard without external rules.
But even so...
Like, the permadeath is more enjoyable.
Sure. For sure, even though that was enjoyable, I still think I would prefer a Nuzlocke of Sun and Moon than a no EXP share run of Sun and Moon. I don't know, it forces you... I guess the point of the one per encounter, but one per route is, like, it forces you to use Pokemon you wouldn't otherwise use, but that also just leaves you on the early routes of just, like, your weird, just boring shit, which I'm not a great fan of.
Yeah.
Thank God we're doing Egglocks, because that sort of gets rid of that problem. That's sort of why I'm doing Egglocks and Nuzlocks. Like, I started that with Pearl, and then early on I was like, you know what, I think Egglocks would be better. Yeah. So I think that's how I would answer that. Are there similar challenge runs you play in other games? I speedrun Hollow Knight.
I mean, that's not a Nuzlocke.
That's a challenge run. He said in other games. That's a challenge
run.
run.
Well, I mean, I guess, like, low percent would equate.
Low percent? Yeah, sure. I've done Hollow Knight low percent. What other games do I even fucking play?
Do you play other games?
I don't know, probably.
You play League of Legends. That's like a challenge run already.
The challenge is playing the game.
Yeah.
Is logging in. So there's that, I guess. Okay, next up, Dusk asks again, in that case, why the fuck have you never beaten Silver/Gold/Crystal before? In parentheses, he writes, Gen 2 best gen.
Because you're wrong.
So, Dusk, I'm gonna have to disagree with you here. Gen 2 is not the best gen.
I think it's definitely not the worst.
It's one of the best, I would say.
Yeah.
I really like Johto. I really don't like Kanto. As to answer your question, I think I talked about this a couple times in the series, but basically what happened is when I never played the originals, and then when HeartGold Soul Silver came out, I bought one of each. And Soul Silver, I think HeartGold, I don't remember which one. In one of them, I basically was resetting for a shiny Cyndaquil, and I think I did that for a couple months, and I never got one, so I gave up and I never played that game. As for the other one, I got all the way to, what is it called? Jojo Falls?
Meteor,
Tojo Falls, that's the one.
Shoujo.
I got to I got to Moha Shoujo Falls, and okay, and I didn't have Waterfall for some reason. Nothing on my team. I didn't want to teach anything on my team Waterfall for some reason, and so I just never progressed. And I was like,
are dumb, and
and I'll come back to it, and then I just didn't. So that's why I've never beaten Gen 2 before. So that's that.
Gen 2 is cool.
Gen 2 is fun. Kanto I was expecting more.
I like Gen 3.
Gen 3 is quite good. Most people hate Gen 4. I like Gen 4 just because it was my first gen.
I hate Gen 4's engine.
Yeah, I can see that.
Slow.
I'm honestly not sure what I would say my favorite generation is.
Why would you want, like, surfing from one tile to the tile right
What
next
would
to
you-
it to take 10 minutes?
What would you say your favorite gen is? 3?
3. Emerald is my favorite Pokemon game.
I'm inclined to agree with you, but I don't know.
I like Sun and Moon more than most people.
Yeah.
But it was also soured by Ultra.
Yeah, sure.
Because Ultra was so bad.
I don't know. I like Gen 5, but I don't know if I like it enough.
Gen 5 is interesting.
You know what? My favorite Pokemon game is fucking XD Gale of Darkness. Fuck you.
That's a Gen 3 game.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. Yeah, the main
that is an excellent game.
My favorite Pokemon game is Pokemon Picross for the fucking 3DS. Fuck y'all. Pokemon spin-offs are way better than Pokemon main series games. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Next question from Picky Mike. Simple question. End card music is. You play Orange Juice. You should know this. That's Saguri version 2's song in the game, and you'll never guess what. All those songs are royalty-free music, so go ahead and download it. Real nice song.
Very easy to steal. Because you're not stealing.
Because you're not stealing. It's great. And what Pokemon did the Egg Maker think was the best and worst?
The one where everybody got all the abilities wrong.
Y'all did that. Y'all got a lot of fucking abilities wrong. Some of you misspelled moves. Some of you got. I mean, everyone got abilities wrong, but that's just a Bulbapedia thing.
Somebody gave me an item that doesn't exist. And I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to put on this because this is not a real item.
But what were the best and worst Pokemon? What was your favorite Pokemon? Like, you saw it when you were genning it, and you're like, ooh, I can't wait to make that. And what was the one you're like, god damn it, I don't want to make that? It's been a while. But...
I mean, I hate Shuckle.
Okay. So that must have been
I think anybody who sends Shuckle in an Egglocke is a bad person. So it was a pain. It was painful in my heart to put those in the game.
Then again, what about Hasume with like Don't Evolve Pichu and Don't Evolve Eevee?
Okay, well maybe those were good. I don't know.
What was your favorite Pokemon to gen? What was the Pokemon that
I don't know. There wasn't any Pokemon that I saw and I was like, that's really cool. I wish there was.
But Chimichangle though?
Very thematic. I never thought like, oh, that's clever. I never would have thought of that. But I did like look at the sets and just laugh.
Chimichangle, I don't know if you're listening to this, but if you are, please send things into the next series because I cannot wait to see what you do with illegal movesets.
Yeah.
You are an absolute genius when it comes to making Pokemon.
Yeah, honestly, some of those like, I was like, wow, that's hilarious.
Okay, Picky Mike asks again, what egg had the most and the least potential?
Shuckle had the least.
Shuckle definitely had the least for the most. I don't think this is the same question as who's the good boy.
No, this is just who's the strongest Pokemon.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do want to say that Critter Bust and Scarl, I think, had a lot of potential to be interesting as crits. I love those kinds of Pokemon, like the gambling Pokemon. You fucking know I love me some gambling. Neither of them did very well.
Yeah, they both kind of rolled low.
They both kind of busted real early. So I would say that answers your question. Picky Mike asks again, worst death in your opinion. What Pokemon would you love to see that you didn't? Best nickname. Oh boy.
Best nickname?
Best nickname.
Google security alert.
Fuck, yeah. But what was the best nickname? God. I don't know.
That's incredibly hard.
Yeah, I cannot say just looking at it.
According to straw polls, Chipotle apparently.
Yeah, Chipotle. Holy crap, y'all did great. Chipotle was the boy apparently. I liked Maglev from Natesh because it was an interesting name. Planthony, God, obviously. Planthony's the best nickname by far, no contest on that. What Pokemon would you love to see that you didn't? You guys sent in a lot of Pokemon that I really like. I got a Mothim, I got a Cradily, like...
This man walked up to me, he's like, dude, can you like gen in a Mothim? Just like put one in, I really want one.
Yeah.
The next day, somebody sent a Mothim, and I'm like, you paid this person!
I didn't. It was Cynthia and I didn't.
Like, this person sent in, like, 4 or 5 things that he said he wanted earlier. And I'm like, there's just no way.
Oh my god. I will say this, a lot of Pokemon that I like are post Gen 4. Like, a lot of Pokemon I really fucking like are Gen 5. So, you know, send me some Gen 5 Pokemon. No, I'm not trying to push you into anything, but I am saying I do like Litwick, I do like Tynamo, I do like Petalil, I do like Eligym, I do like Clink, I do like Ferroseed, so, you know, I do like Joltik, so, you know, consider the following. I don't know. So, as for the other Pokemon, I saw a lot of what I wanted. I wanted a Combi, I got a Combi.
Just only send him Golurks.
Ooh. Yo, Golett would be sweet, actually. Don't send me Druddigon, please, though.
I'm sending 3 Druddagons.
Oh, boy. Worst death in your opinion?
Most heartbreaking death.
Most heartbreaking death. I feel like there was one. I can't remember. It's been too long since I recorded this series. I feel like I had some pretty heartbreaking deaths in Johto.
You told me that when Zipzoop died, you had to, like, not talk because I was in the other room.
That is true. That did happen. Yeah. Zipzoop was sad.
Critter Bust was just felt bad.
No, Critter Bust felt bad. No, I feel like there was like a gym. No, not a gym. I don't remember.
There was the time you switched Planthony into a U-turn, and you were like, wait, it got one shot!
Oh my god, I'm not good at Pokemon. Y'all may know this.
Rock does not resist bug.
Yeah, apparently. Anyways, I don't really know. That would take too long to think about. We're already at 22 minutes. We got other
Glimmer
things
was
to
pretty
talk about.
sad.
Glimmer was sad because it was the first one. Okay, Dusk asks again, if you could carry over one Pokemon from HeartGold to your next Pokemon playthrough, which one would you pick? Oh my god.
Dude, just bring him back a 3rd time. Make it Wugmug.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say I think Wugmug needs to make a return because just 2 times in a row her deaths have been just shit, and she's a god. No, she's a legit god in the lore. It's like she died to a fucking Graveler explosion the first time, and she died to, I think, the same thing. I don't remember, but bring back Wugmug, please. Also, I really want to see Critter Bust again, because I really like Skorupi. I don't know, man. There's a lot of good ones.
Isn't Acupressure a Gen 5 move? It might be.
No, Acupressure's in Gen 4.
Gen 4, really?
Yeah, I've had Acupressure Skorupi in my Gen 4 games. I would say maybe also... no, I mean, like, I love Wynaut, I love Zoidberg, what we did with Zoidberg, but I don't know. And Chingling, I love too, but probably, if I had to choose one, probably Wugmug or Critter Bust. And then...
Just because neither of them got to do much.
Yeah, basically. And then Picky Mike asks again, hardest boss. I don't know what this means. I guess, but like, that was just me being stupid. I think Blue would probably be the hardest. Also, those fucking, they weren't hard, but those fucking guys in Chuck's gym, the one with the Hitmonlee and the one with the Hitmonchan, scared the motherfucking bejesus out of me. Because they spent the first 3 turns like buffing up, and then they just almost hit me, and I got scared. So anyways, that's all the questions. Thanks for all your questions, folks. We're at 24 minutes, so we can honestly, we're good.
The question we had to go back to.
Yes, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. The one question is, what type of submissions are you hoping for in the next series? So, well, you should go watch the other video. It's going to be in the end card. But what else? You want to explain this?
So, the next series is pretty complicated. I mean, not really, but...
You should still submit videos.
Yeah, like, it's basically, if nothing else, it's just the same as this series, except they can have illegal moves. and you can only submit up to 3 moves.
Yeah, so basically what's happening for the next thing is, watch the other video, it'll probably explain it better. Basically, I'm doing sort of a, not really Metroidvania type thing, but I'm basically saying, hey, you can send me any move you want, but you can only send me between 1 and 3. And I cannot change those moves. If you send me Ember, I'm stuck with Ember at the Elite Four. Any moves you send me, I'm not allowed to change. However, any move slots that I have free, whether it only be the 4th one, or the 3rd one, the 4th one, or the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th one, whatever slots I have, I'm allowed to customize over and over and over with TMs. Because in Gen 5, TMs are infinite use. So basically, once you all send in your eggs, we're assigning 1 TM to each of your eggs. The TM moves are going to be randomized, so for extra fun, also all the trainers will be randomized.
Also, I think if the Pokemon just naturally learns a move, you can't use it.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, if the 2nd and the 3rd and 4th slot is empty, and it's like, oh, it learned Absorb.
No, you can't use that. No.
Yeah, so it's just there, but you can't touch it.
Exactly. So basically, the only moves I'll be able to touch are the ones that I'm able to customize purely through the TMs that I get from your submissions, which are going to be randomized, that I'm able to use those slots, and I can change them as much times as well.
So no held items.
Yeah, so no held items in that series. I'll be able to change those as much as you want, and also the things you send me.
So really, when you're looking at, if you want like something creative to send in, look at the Pokemon's abilities and look at moves that they don't get that synergize with those abilities.
Yeah, essentially, I think that would be the most fun thing for the next series. And sure, you can send me some duds and you can send me some OP boys, but since all trainers are going to be randomized, I don't think you need to worry about it being too easy for me.
Let's look at a Pokemon that gets Reckless or something.
I don't know what Reckless is.
It doubles the power of moves that have recoil.
Okay, yeah, so...
So let's think, I don't know, I don't know any Pokemon on the top of my head that have Reckless.
Burmy.
I was gonna say Staraptor.
Sure.
But,
Burmy.
So you can get, Brave Bird, which it normally gets. You can give it Double Edge, which it normally gets. But then if you want another move, you can give it, Head Smash. And give it a rock type.
Tell them the Spinda thing that you told me.
Okay, so don't send this in. One of the things that I was thinking about is that in Gen 5, through the Dream World, which is allowed, Spinda gets Contrary, the ability. So I was thinking about sending in a Spinda with Superpower, Close Combat, and V-Create. Because they all drop your stats and Contrary boosts all the stats.
So basically, it would be insanity. And, you don't have to worry about the things you send in being too OP. I don't think that's going to be an issue between the randomized trainers.
Because Youngster Joey's going to run up with a Reshiram.
Yeah, exactly. This Pokemon White version. No, and then, we're going to be switching stuff out between every gym, and so that's
won't get over leveled.
Yeah, so
if they're too strong, they won't be around for too long. Over the series.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think that's going to be much of an issue. So honestly, just have fun with it, and I'm hoping to see some really interesting things that you do, because abilities can't have to be the abilities the Pokemon can actually have, whether it be Dream World, unreleased Dream World, regular ability.
It would be a pain to allow illegal abilities.
Yeah, it'd just be
every time the Pokemon evolves, you would have to regen it and put it back into the game.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not doing that. So
because if the Pokemon evolves, it goes back to its normal ability.
Sure, but hey, any synergies you can think of between abilities and moves, or honestly just synergies with Pokemon types and moves, or just Pokemon that you think should get certain moves and don't. If you want to give fucking...
hey, why doesn't Electivire give it Close Combat? Well, now it has Close Combat.
Sure, yeah, it would be Elekid, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
It'd be cool. And don't worry about items or anything in that series. I'll be genning in all the evolution items I need ahead of time, so y'all don't have to worry about that. So anyways, I had a great time.
You probably have to set it to level and stuff, because a lot of them are trade.
Oh, sure. Well, those, yeah, obviously. But feel free to send in anything, Don't send in chatter, though.
Don't give any Pokemon chatter. It won't work on any Pokemon other than Chatot.
Yeah, so don't do that unless you send me Chatot, in which case, fuck you.
Hey.
So, we're at 30 minutes now, so thanks.
Yeah, talk about stupid things.
Dude, it's true. You make a fair point. So, honestly, just end thoughts on this series. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm excited to move on to something else, though. I think this series definitely went on long enough. I think we could have stopped after Johto, and it would have been a fine series. I'm glad we got the Pokemon that we did in Kanto, like Zoidberg and Power Nap and Chipotle and friends, but I'm ready to move on to some other stuff and maybe some other Pokemon stuff.
I think this one will be more fun because it's really unique.
There's no other series like this on YouTube. And I'm not expecting that to get me more views because, hot damn, that's never going to happen in my life.
I just think it'll be a lot of fun.
But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So, we'll see you guys there.
Woo!
Bye-bye.